If you believe in someone but you hurt from the believing in them because they disappoint you, turn you down in your advice that you give to them, then you're the one who can hurt. You're the one who can remove yourself from the path of hurt. Let them go it on their own. It's important too. The desire for helping people is a desire that can be diminished by those who use up the help and don't bear fruit in the help that's given to them. It's frustrating for those who help, but there are those who can help a greater way, those who have a greater resilience to the pain that others say is, don't go past this point because you will lose. Because you will, if you're an addict who helps other addicts and you're the one who wants to help, and they tell you you're at risk, they're right, they can be right. But does it mean that you have to listen to them? You have to listen to them because it's good advice. But you have to weigh and measure your choice as to how much you want to help. The greater degree that people can help is a greater degree that's limited by the answers that people give. That's our common answers that set a limit to what someone should help. If you have a greater tolerance for the pain, or you don't feel the pain the same way others feel, when you help and you're disappointed, your disappointment, you can be thicker skinned, so to speak, is not wrong. And you can get further in the help. You can be there for that extra day, that extra ride, that extra talk, that extra encouragement. You can be there that extra day that person has no one there to help them. And they turn to you because they know that you're there. They just know that you're there. No one else is there, but you're there. You're the one who answers, picks up the phone. You're the one who's willing to give the ride. You're the ones who's willing to put them in your house to let them sleep. And you're the ones who's willing to let them sleep and give them a little room to breathe. You're the one who takes the risk. If you're an addict who gives them the chance, it can hurt you. You can relapse. But it doesn't mean that you're wrong to try. It's always right to try. And then at some point, you'll see what your limit is. And don't believe that you have to be fearful of helping to a degree that fear, it paralyzes you to not help. When we do not help, then we lose the chance to help a life that can benefit from the help, no matter how small. And we never know when it's going to be big help, too. We never know the impact we make from a simple gesture that we may have made many times before to that same person. When that gesture may resonate as truth to them, that their life is worth that effort that we give. We show them that they're worth the effort because we give them the opportunity of help, that we are willing to take on that risk. We risk ourselves, maybe. If we're an addict, it's a greater risk, it's true. But if we're someone who is just helpful, someone who's not an addict, someone who just goes the extra mile, so to speak, to help someone, we're gold in God's eyes, is for sure. We're gold in humanity's eyes, is for sure. To help is right, to help is real, to make help more and others grow when they see that we take the risk to help a little further down the road. It makes people take a risk maybe down the road too, but then we lose out on the chance to grow as a greater whole, as a people who is willing to help greater amounts to those who need greater help, because the problems of life and addiction are worldwide, and the problem needs to be rescinded, it needs to be curtailed, it needs to be diminished and extinguished. And we cannot do that if we do not grow in the way that we help. We put so much on the addicts to help themselves. They're not ready. Who cares if they're not ready? We figure out a way to get them to rehab. We figure out a way to get them to help so that they're the ones who are cared for. An addict loses the ability to care for themselves is not true. They just lose the ability to see the worth of what they help that they can get and the wealth of help that's out there that they deserve. And they do deserve the help because we're meant to live and we're meant to be responsible to each other. How much we decide to help is up to us, is true, but take a chance and risk a little more. Take a chance and risk nothing more than you're willing to risk. And don't be afraid to be the one who says, I may not be willing to risk as much as such and such a person, but I am willing to help you this far. And the addict won't understand if the addict wants more from you. It's true. But you won't know that until you get to that point. And if you get to that point, and that's enough, they're in rehab, they're getting the help, and they're making progress to improving their life. And they will surprise you, it's true. So with that I say, Good luck, good luck, good luck to all out there. Your life is worth living. Your life matters. You matter to me, to God, to this life, to the greater whole of humanity. You are an important part of this universe. You are an important part of this existence. Never forget that. Never diminish your life in a way where you think that you are not worth life, even when you feel like you're not worth life. There's always worth in you, because there's always worth that's real, because there's always worth that you can grow into and find. Look at it in other people too. People will surprise you, and people will share it. They share it with each other every day. People are good to each other every day. The little things in life, you'll see the good in life every day. In the small interactions and the bigger interactions, driving on the street, you'll see it every single day. If you don't look for it, you may not see it. It's still there, right? But with that, I say amen, amen, amen. God bless. Excuse me.